Hey guys, welcome to part 2. In this part, I'm going to focus mostly on jungle changes, the jungle champions affected by this patch, and revised items. So let's start off with the jungle changes. Now that everything starts at 155, counter jungling becomes much more effective now, because not every jungler is going to immediately start at one of their buffs and then go to the next. They might start at their buff, then do a camp before they go to the next. So it allows time for a jungler to do one of their buffs and then immediately steal the enemy's buffs. So champions like Nunu are really good this patch because of his early game aggression, his counter jungling potential. He's just overall a big menace. And so I definitely recommend banning Nunu whenever you get the opportunity to because he's god tier in the jungle right now. Aatrox and Kha'Zix are both going to be seen a lot. They're definitely going to be flavor of the month in the jungle. I don't think they're ban worthy, but I think they're strong. And I think you should watch out for it. Next up, we have Nautilus Changes. Now, these are interesting because they nerfed his late and mid game, but they buffed his early game. That means his early clear is going to be faster, and he's still going to be able to do what he normally does, which is crowd control people. So I think Nautilus, these changes weren't too severe. I think it's definitely going to affect Nautilus, but I think he can still do his job and he's still strong. The changes to Sejuani were pretty significant. I think they were definitely warranted and needed. She was god tier last patch. She was the best jungler. Now she's just strong. She can still do her job. She's just a strong champion. Um, but a lot was nerfed from her kit. The Hecarim changes were pretty cool. I like how Hecarim can go over small terrain now with his E. It allows for him to get kills that he normally couldn't get. Now the nerf to his ultimate was pretty bad for Hecarim. It pretty much means he can't dive onto the back line and be that huge pressure that he was in the previous patches. They also nerfed Spirit of the Elder Lizard this patch. So, the Spirit of the Elder Lizard has been nerfed pretty much every patch it's been mentioned in for a long time. So I definitely recommend you guys look into different builds with Hecarim if you decide to play him. I think Spirit of the Ancient Golem is a good alternative for Hecarim because it allows him to be tankier mid-game. And if you get a Frozen Fist or Iceborne Gauntlet now, after you get the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, then that kind of helps with the damage that he's lacking from Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Now, the revised items, I like this and I hate it because they nerfed Brutal's Lantern by quite a bit. And even though the price only went up by 400 gold, they changed a lot about it that I don't like. Now, they took out the chance proc, and that was a really good thing, I think, because that took out a lot of the randomness in the game. But it no longer works on minions, and this is a bad thing because there are a lot of junglers that take Lantern and they don't have AoE. So when they go to hold a lane or clear a lane, they can't do it as quickly as they could before because you get your Razor procs on minions and it would just clear the wave really quickly. But now that's not in the game, then champions that don't have AoE that use Lantern took a big nerf from that. And the stats really weren't worth an extra 400 gold. So I was kind of sad by that. Now the Gnasher's Tooth changes were not very. I think it's still going to fit into the same niche build that those champions that previously built Gnasher's Tooth will still build it. It still works really well on Kayle, Diana, Teemo. It's an interesting change. I think it's a good item for those type champions. The Wits End changes were pretty exciting too, because it's going to allow for there to be more of a niche role when it comes down to attack speed based champions versus APs. And it works especially well on attack speed AP champions versus AP champions. Champions like Shin are going to see a huge boost in their laning potential because they're going to be able to go up against champions like Rumble or Vladimir or something like that, and they're going to be able to do better against it than they would prior because of the change passive. And then you might even see on-hit Lulu's return. Lulu top lanes were pretty effective in the past, and it might see a comeback with the changes to Gnasher's Tooth and Wits End. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll try and fix the audio for the first video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.